What's up everybody, and welcome back to Vanity. I'm here in the middle of the nether, just a random spot, because today I'm going to be building myself a little bit of a private base. Basically just a farm, but I'm going to be putting a little bit of base work on it, so it at least takes a little bit of time to raid if someone did find it. But I've already claimed this 7x7 area, so all I'm going to need is just 3x3 chunk farm right here and 2 chunks of defenses. So I'm going to start trenching, because what I'm going to do, obviously I'm going to put it down at bedrock. But it should be pretty easy because it's only a Y level of 25 and it's netherrack, and I have a 5x5 pick, so I should be able to trench this all. Just for right now, I'm going to trench like a 3x3 area, and then, you know, in the future eventually I'm going to trench probably the whole thing down to bedrock, but that's going to be closer to when TNT enables, when I actually start working more on the defenses. But for now, since TNT is not even enabled, I'm just going to trench a little bit to get the actual farm set up, so I can start making a little bit of money and then actually afford to do the base work a little bit easier. So I went and laid out this little area with the 5x5 pick, so it should be really easy for me to trench this all now, because I know, you know, where I have to dig. So I'm gonna get started on it right now. I also put it on a god set, just because I do have a trench pick on me. I don't want to lose it, and I'm not like leaving a block above it or anything of the trench, so they could easily just jump down and start fighting me. So I have like kind of like a PvP loadout on me, ready to fight. I gemmed the outer wall in, and the interior is going to be 3x3 chunks. I'm doing like a little bit of a glitch layer, so there's a wall like a couple blocks out from the chunk where it ends, and I'm going to be putting in this obsidian right here, so like they can't really glitch into the top and see again. I'm just going to print this in and then probably do a roof at the proper level with like a roof art, most likely closer to when TNT enables. For now, I just want to get this obsidian roof up and start actually working on the farm, because it is trenched out and genning all the way down. So I'm doing the inner wall now. This is the one that's right in the 3x3 chunk area, and I'm gonna water it. Afterwards, I just laid out like the corners of it, so I know where to gen and I don't mess it up. But I'm just gonna gen it in and water it. So I did go and water that wall, but I probably should have waited until it genned all the way down, because the water stops the gen bucket basically, and I'm just gonna have to hand place some cobblestone at the very bottom here, but not really a big deal. But I wouldn't have to do this if I had waited for the gen bucket to flow down before I started placing water. But anyways, that's done. So now that it's all gen through, I'm just going to go ahead and start the farm, so I can actually start making some money off of it. So I actually made a schem just for this farm to like set up the collection system and the ice and all that. I don't always do this for like a small farm like this, but I don't know, it's kind of boring and I decided to do it. So this is how it's going to be. It's going to be having water flowing down this direction, placed on top of the slabs, so the sand kind of stop it from going that way. You'll see how it works later on, and it all funnels down into this one area right here, and this is going to be a chest collection system. But I'm going to start putting this in, and maybe add a couple hoppers and some chests, and then after that I'll water it and start putting in the cactus. I made a stem for these cobble pillars right here, where like there's string between them, because obviously there's gonna be cactus rows on top of them going like that, and you have to place sand. You don't want the sand to fall, so you place a block there. And often people print it with like just plain cobblestone, and they'll print like rows of cobblestone, and they'll have to go and mine it afterwards. I think it's gonna be a lot easier with string, because you know you can instantly break string. So I'm just gonna fly through afterwards. I mean, you don't even technically have to break it, you can just leave the string. That doesn't really affect anything, but it's easier this way, I guess, because you don't have to go through and break all the cobblestone. You can just print the pillars in exactly where you want them. So I'm pretty close to being ready to actually build the cactus. I just got to set up a couple of hoppers because I've already watered this, and so I like this water design because with pressure plates there's like a block where there's no water, because obviously on the pressure plate there's no water on top. So if cactus falls right there, if this is a pressure plate, it would just stop, and the only way for it to get into the collection system is if a new stack of cactus would come and group with it and keep on flowing. But with these slabs, basically there's nowhere that is not like watered from above. If you're looking at it, like no matter where it falls, there's always gonna be water flowing it, so there won't be really cactus getting stuck. And you can make it, you know, a flat floor. You don't have to do like the staircase of water, so it's pretty nice. I think it's a good design. It's what I've been using on my farms recently, but I'm gonna just start putting cactus in a second here. Alright, the farm's fully set up now and working, and I'm AFKing it. And so I've finished one layer, and then the second layer here is going most of the way up. Not quite done yet though, but it's all watered. The whole watering system is done, and all the cobble pillars are set up. Basically the only thing left to do is print the cactus, and when I need to, I'm going to expand the hopper floor, or the chests with the hoppers on them. But this is where I got my alt AFK in it, and that should be running 24/7, so I should be bringing in a lot of cactus, hopefully some extra cash. Maybe we'll be buying some more spawners with it, helping out our faction on F-top, which we are still #1. We have quite a big lead now, which is great, and we're just continuing to climb because all we're doing is grinding money now. Obviously we don't have to spend any more money on like bases really, but I am going to do a little bit of base work on this, but you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm just going to continue printing some cactus and hopefully continue making progress and continue making money. I'm almost done with the third layer of cactus, but I'm pretty much out of money. And to do something that'll make me money but also be sort of working toward the same goal at the same time, like being productive, I'm gonna go ahead and trench, because I can sell that netherrack, actually make some decent money off of it. And I'll also be making progress on the defenses for this base, so I'm just gonna do some of that for a little while, hopefully get some money out of it, because netherrack sells for a decent amount. Alright, so this is the end of the trench. So now I'm fully trenched this 7x7 chunk area where I'm going to have the defenses. And I've already started the cactus farm and it's been AFKing, so that's been making me money this whole time. But I've also made almost 30k just from selling the netherrack in this trench, which is pretty good. So I did make a bit of money, and now I have money to go on with printing the cactus, but also I've been making money because I have been AFKing the cactus while I was trenching, and I've got a decent amount. I've got a few dubs, what, 2.5 dubs? Easy. I haven't even been AFKing it for that long, to be honest, and it's really not been taking too long to trench that at all, because, you know, 5x5 pickaxe makes it super easy, especially when it's at such a low Y level, like 25, and it's perfectly flat. It was just too easy to finish. So I did trench it all down in bedrock. So all the walls and everything are going to go down in bedrock on this thing. So it won't be too easy for them to just cannon in and get some hoppers. It'll at least take a little bit of time. But yeah, I'm definitely going to continue working on this because it's bringing in a lot of cactus for how small it is at right now. So if I continue building it, it's going to be really good. And so I'm going to get back to printing cactus right now. So it filled up completely overnight. I don't have that many chests, maybe like about 20 chests almost. So I'm gonna go over it all real quickly with the sell one to get some cash. I started out at 37k my balance, and I'm at 115k, so I got almost 70k from that. Plus there's some still flowing down through the hoppers and stuff. So yeah, it's a decent amount of money for overnight, and since it did clog up, I probably could have gotten a lot more. So I'm gonna use the money to buy some more hoppers and expand the chests a little bit so it doesn't really be filling up so much, because this is like barely even built. This is only like 5 rows of cactus, which to be fair, it's actually like almost 1/4 of the cactus farm that's fully built, but still that's bringing in a lot of cactus, so I'm gonna have to increase the size of the collection system. So I'm planning on starting the actual defenses on this farm. So I've already trenched out the 7x7 chunk areas you can see on my map. The cactus is collecting pretty decently. It's making actually a little bit of money. So you can see my balance 135k, pretty much all from this cactus farm. And I have been spending some money on building it, but I've built like 9 rows I think, and I'm working on the 10th one right now. And so that's like almost halfway done with the farm, over 40%. So that's pretty good, because I've only had this for like a day and haven't really been putting too much effort into it. You know, I could have gotten it completely finished if I really wanted to stay working on it that whole time, but haven't been going so hard on it. But I am going to be starting the defenses like I said. I just got to gen the walls, build a couple sand walls and water them, and I'll be done. So it should be pretty easy. And you can see up here, yes, I have already trenched the 7x7. I already showed you that though, but I do want to put some walls on this before TNT enables, so I'm gonna get started. Alright, the roof art's done. It's really not that bad when you're just doing it on the 3x3 chunk base like this one. So I built a little bit of a money bag. Well, I didn't build it, I just printed the schematic of it, but it looks pretty nice, I guess. You know, it's not too bad quality. You can tell what it is. It's a money bag because, you know, it's my farm, it's for making money, so it represents that quite well. But now that that's done, I'm just gonna print the dirt trays and gen the walls and water them because it's already trenched. So we're almost done with the base. I'm finished with printing in these dirt trays. Took just a couple minutes. Like I said, small base, not that much work. So I'm gonna gen the walls now. So I'm gonna be using sand gen buckets because it's actually the same price as just printing the sand walls. You know, normally I'd be printing them just to save money because I don't really mind printing a sand wall on like a 3x3 base. It wouldn't be hard at all, honestly, especially if I got like an alt on to do it at the same time. But with these sand gen buckets, if it's the same exact price, I might as well do the sand gen buckets because it's just gonna save a bunch of time and make it a lot easier. So I'm just gonna do these gen buckets instead of printing it.
And as I lay here in the street,
just finished genning all of these cobble walls, just 10 wraps on the 3x3 base, which honestly was so easy with gen buckets. It literally took me 10 minutes to do this. I was looking at the time, and yeah, it's really easy to get walls up, especially with gen buckets now. You know, you don't have to pour out the lava and drain it or any of that and like water it, but it is just a lot easier. So now really the only thing left to do is water them. But actually I am going to put one more sand wall on it at the edge, just because I'm just going to use the gen bucket to do it, so it's going to be really easy. So I'm going to put that sand gen bucket down for the last sand wall, and then I'm going to water these. Well boys, it is done. The defenses on this are now done. It's got about 10 cobble walls and 2 sand walls, so pretty decent. It would take a little bit of time to raid it because, you know, they're all down to bedrock, but I don't really think it would be worth raiding this, to be honest. You wouldn't really get much out of it at all. So I'm feeling pretty safe with this. TNT is not enabled for a couple of days, I think, at the time that I'm building this, but it was pretty easy to do it. Just these walls and all this, minus the trenching, that's like different, that took more time, but just like these walls and watering them, like genning them, only took me about 40 minutes. So obviously I didn't print in the sand walls, which makes it a lot easier, but still easy to do base work with the gen buckets. Also, because this is like a 4-sided base, you know, it's in the middle of nowhere, hopefully it won't get found immediately. So hopefully I'll just be able to finish the farm and use it for cash for at least a little while before it gets found and maybe raided if someone feels like it. I mean, you'd have to be kind of bored to raid this though, you wouldn't get much out of it. But yeah, now that basically all the defenses on it are done, all I really got to do is finish the farm, and I'm about halfway done with it on the inside of the cactus, so I'm just going to continue printing it and continue making money from it. Well, I hope you all did enjoy the video, especially if you watched it this far in, because it's nice and long, but you did get to see like the entire process of building the farm and the base defenses around it. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and you can see this progress on the farm, over halfway done with it, so that's pretty good, and it's making decent money. I bought some spawners for the faction already with it, so it's working for its purpose. And yeah, that's really all for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like or some feedback if you did, and I'll see you in the next video.